I am talking to Tom Everett Scott, who stars in Southland, which is going to be broadcast on TNT starting in about a week. We're going to see the episodes that were aired on NBC last year, and then we're going to start in March, the first week of March, to see the episodes that have yet to hit the airwaves. So thank you for talking to LAist, Tom.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm just going to have to come out and ask you because the cliffhanger episode that we finished with back last spring was your character, Detective Clarke, getting shot at close range. It looked like he wasn't wearing a bulletproof vest, and the final shot is just your face fading out as you're bleeding. So, what can you tell us? What the heck happens?
Well, that was fun to shoot, and I kept trying to get them to make the bullet wound somewhere not vital, but they kept wanting to put it right here. There was really nothing I could do about it. It was not fatal.
Okay.
I do come back.
Great.
And in the new episodes, that's part of my character's challenge and struggle is to, try to return to the police force.
Okay. And there was preceding that there was some drama with your love interest in the series. Can you give us some hints about what's going to happen there? Is she supportive? What happens?
Well, when I first was introduced to the character, it seemed like he was going to be this kind of serial philanderer, police officer who takes advantage of women who are victims of crime. That's what it seemed like. That seemed pretty interesting to me, sort of a dark character. And then as we went along, that really wasn't his problem. He was having this, this failed marriage, and really the only way that he could connect to other people was through the job. And then he gets shot. So now he's struggling with not being able to do that job that is so important to him, honestly, to survive, to have any kind of contact with other people. He can only really do it through the job. He's trying to be a writer, but that's really just this, distraction, I think. But we'll have to see, what ultimately happens.
Now, something that I don't know, have you started shooting an upcoming season yet for TNT?
No, they just bought the 13 episodes, the 7 that aired and the 6 that haven't aired yet, and I think they're going to wait and see how well it does, and if enough people come out and support the show, there will be more Southland.
One thing that we reported on today being the 7th, is that supposedly Jay Leno is going to be canceled. His series is going to be canceled. Wouldn't it be ironic if NBC came back to bring the show back to that network?
That would be strange. I don't know what the likelihood of that is. Could never tell. I've learned to never try to guess what's going to happen in terms of Hollywood, and that'd be odd.
Well, I think a lot of people who are fans of television and fans of NBC have just been shocked by what has happened over the last year, from the moment that show was announced, the Leno show was announced, to just like, we're losing 5 hours of scripted programming a week. What is going on here? And maybe, what we're seeing on Twitter, people are like, there is a God, something's happening. So
people are happy that show's off the air. Well, that was really strange to hear about, especially because it directly affected me, because otherwise, if it's out of my control, I really try not to worry about it. But this was something where, I'm on a show that's looking to get picked up because we had just done the pilot for Southland, and then the Jay Leno thing happened, so that was taking away Southland's time slot. It's really a 10 o'clock show. So the way the things played out, we still got picked up for the first season, then the second season, and then ultimately it was canceled. I don't really know what's going on with NBC. It doesn't really matter to me. I'm sure that they'll bounce back. I'm sure this is just a weird phase in the life of that network, but what's more important to me now is that a show as good as Southland has an opportunity somewhere else, which is on TNT, and they're giving it a really great launch. So, hopefully that's what it'll take.
You've had some experience, like you said, on TNT with Saved, and also with Sons of Anarchy recently on FX, right? Is there something that you see that's attractive on the cable networks compared to the big four, I guess?
I think really anything is possible. I think the networks could produce just as quality they do, and could produce just as gritty, or because it seems like the cable shows are a bit more risque or provocative. It just seems to be going that way. As a TV watcher, the shows that I tend to watch are more on cable than on network, but that could change. I think really, who's to say what's going to happen?
Well, the competition's heating up. I mean, if you see what's happening in terms of Emmy nominations and awards, and now we're fully into award seasons, the number of cable shows that are making it up to the podium is pretty amazing.
Right, but still, there are great comedies on on television and on NBC. 30 Rock and The Office. They're brilliant, and so yeah, it's interesting. I just started watching Mad Men. I hadn't been watching it. I'm just getting it on Netflix, and yeah, that's something that is kind of not of this earth. It's just really wonderful writing, and it's nice to see stuff like that.
One more TV question is what was it like? How is it on Sons of Anarchy on that set? I mean, I've talked to Kurt Sutter and Katie Seagal before, and I just can't even imagine like how intense that series is. What was it like for you?
I just try not to get hit in the head with a crowbar. When I'm at work, I have a lot of fun with those guys. They're excellent actors, and the show's got some really great writing. And I just play their lawyer. I do. I show up in my suit. I usually give them bad information. I'm surprised they haven't whacked me by now. And but it is a good time. And Ron Perlman is actually a really fun guy to work with.
Is he?
Mm-hmm.
The whole group of them, it's just like what is that like? And Kurt's blog, the Sutter Inc. blog, and where he just goes off on television in general, even FX. He seems like a no holds barred kind of guy.
Yeah, I think so, and I think that's what the show is about. Maybe they're feeding off each other.
Sure. Can you give us a couple quick moments to talk about Glock and how the creation of that film came about, and what inspired you?
I'm so amazed that you just brought that up. That's really cool, because to me, that is something that it's a 12-minute short that I made that I expect to just be in my DVD drawer, waiting for one of my kids to like see that and go, what the heck is this? It's a short film that I wrote with Michael McMillan, who's in it with me, and I directed it, produced it, and starred in it. It's a total ego fest, but I knew that I would show up on time, so that's why I put myself through that. And it was a lot of fun. Got into some film festivals, and I really enjoyed the filmmaking process.
Cool. Well, I mean, does this mean that you have some aspirations behind the camera?
Yeah, absolutely, I do, and it's about actually getting my ass in a chair and writing something that I can produce.
Well, we hope to see more of that. Hope to see more of you in front of the camera as well, with these what must be really amazing episodes of Southland that are finally going to make it to the screen, and we look forward to seeing you elsewhere on TV.
Thanks a lot. I hope everybody tunes in on January 12th when it airs. The pilot, which will be, there'll be no commercials and additional scenes, which will be cool. Maybe more of me, I hope. I wasn't very prominent in the pilot. But then on March 2nd, the new episode, the first of the new episodes, is the only one I've seen, and I think it's brilliant.
Thanks, Tom Everett Scott.
Thanks.
All right, so...